Hi, and welcome to Musicians Hangout with your host, Crash Fistfight from Hated Noise and Fatal Butterfly, and Maxine Maxwell from the Maxwells.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Oh my gosh, it is so good to be back. What a freaking week we all had. I mean, come
What
on.
a night we all had! Like that crazy storm last night here in the Pacific Northwest. Like
It
we
was
almost
gnarly.
be able to do the show because this morning when we all woke up, like nobody had power. Maxine had a tree in between her cars. It was.
I had a freaking tree fall down between my cars last night. No scratches. I mean,
Oh my god!
couldn't-
I don't even know how you got that damn lucky, but holy crap, you were that damn lucky.
well, poor Max had to be a lumberjack all day
Oh, I
today.
know. I saw the video and I was just like, oh my god, poor Max. Like he's just out there just sawing away. Doesn't want to wake up the neighbors with a chainsaw.
I know. Oh my god.
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
guys.
Super
I also
awesome
have
guy.
a puppy, so I just got a puppy, and he might.
Oh my god! Oh my god! There he is. Hi, Buster baby.
So this is
Oh my
Buster.
god!
This
I
is
cannot-
Buddy, little brother.
God, I
And,
cannot just squish his face. I'm gonna squish
And
his
my jingle woke him up, so bear with me while I puppy sit and I run, Musicians Hangout.
You're not
All right.
puppy sitting, you're momming.
Yes, I'm mommy. Yes, you're right. I've had him for more than 3 days, so he's mine. All right, I'll go over our mission statement, and then we will introduce our guest for the night. All right, Musicians Hangout mission statement is to be part of a revolution to create friendships with other artists and build a community network to save music. Oh, so cute, Buster. And tonight we have our guest host, Demon Doll. Hey, you guys.
Hi.
How's it going?
Thank you so much for joining us. Could you introduce yourselves for us?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Guess we'll start over here. I'm Jamal. I play lead guitar in the band.
Um,
I'm Mike. I play drums.
I'm Maggie. I'm a vocalist.
I'm Chris. I play bass.
Brent, rhythm guitar.
Yeah, and that is Demon Doll.
Awesome.
love
So
that.
nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much for being on Musicians Hangout tonight. Sorry, my puppy spazzed out there, but
Oh,
he
you're
seems to be doing okay now. All right, so where are you guys broadcasting from?
We are from Missoula, Montana.
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
sitting in
Husband is
the living room right
We're
here.
in the living room right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
my cousin is big fans of Demon Doll. He is in South Dakota.
Oh,
really?
that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Sweet. Yeah,
So-
I'm actually from North Dakota, so I absolutely loved going through Missoula when I would travel through all of Montana. Bozeman's one of my favorite places, but sometimes I travel further west your way.
My cousin and I are kind of like Colorado, Wyoming kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be right back.
my
Sorry,
cousin
I
is
gotta
right there.
I gotta tend the puppy.
Oh, she's fine. She's momming out right now. But no, that is awesome. You guys, is it hard to get gigs where you guys are at? Because, I mean, Missoula isn't really.
It's relatively difficult to book gigs around here. A lot of the stuff around here is more DIY than it really is, I guess, a
Really?
full together scene at the moment. Yeah. A lot of it is just a lot of people who want to play shows, put down the groundwork to want to play shows. Whether it's through house shows or small venues around here, we have very little places to play, so it's a grind to play around here.
We usually set up our own shows or we go through friends that are bookers, but it's really hard for the metal scene to have shows right now.
We just started playing shows last year too,
Mhm.
and so COVID
Oh,
let us.
So you guys are still relatively new to our whole music scene.
Yeah,
We are
yeah.
babies,
We
yes.
play.
I didn't realize that.
Welcome to the Northwest. We will take care of you.
Hell
We
yeah.
appreciate it.
Well,
Cheers to them.
I don't. Cheers on that. Like, I'm not exactly sure like what venues are gonna survive our little pandemic holocaust right now.
Pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But we have so many musicians and fans here that just want to support us musicians, that like the venues that are able to do it are desperately seeking musicians. So come to the Northwest. We have venues. We like your music.
We're getting pretty excited. That's the place we want to hit. It's right in the Northwest.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of people who traveled to Montana from that area. And we were from there originally, so we're like, we probably should head them that way.
Yep.
Oh, that would be great. I wouldn't mind coming out your way. I love Montana.
It's a fun drive.
Yeah, too. But like they said, there isn't very many venues that really carry their genre. I mean, it's freaking Montana.
I mean, we still managed to play, I don't know, 8, 9 shows this year, even with COVID. We put on a few.
I was saying like 8, 9 shows a month.
Yeah, I know. I feel you there. We can't pull that off here.
Yeah, it's like twice a month.
Exhausting though. When you're playing that many shows, it's just like, oh my god, this is exhausting. Like I have a show tonight, I have a show tomorrow night, I have a show on Sunday.
Kill for that down here. We would love that over here. For us, it's like about 2 shows a month, really.
Come take some of this like heat off of us, because there's only like,
sure.
And we all know each other, so we've all been kind of played out a little bit. So we need some fresh meat.
Well, we'll get over there.
And Jeremy Chester says that he freaking loves Missoula. I love Missoula, he says.
Oh, nice.
Well, we love Missoula too. It's pretty neat.
Hell yeah.
But when it gets better, then he's like, come to Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, let's meet up in Boise. It's like a midpoint for all of us. Let's
do it.
Dude, I hear Idaho has kind of a kicking music scene right now. Maybe not as good as our music scene, but we're Seattle, so.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's hard to beat.
It's elitist.
It is.
You know, so like.
Idaho is starting to open up more venues though for live music than we are. So.
That's good.
That's
awesome.
Good, actually.
Yeah.
I
We're close enough.
heard, according to social media, now mind you, social media, I hear that Washington is going to be playing shows, live music shows, within the next 2 months.
That would be awesome. So we know where to go within the next 2 months.
Yeah. And we will help you.
It's only outdoor, and it's wintertime, so it's going to be rainy and wet.
Yeah.
We live in Montana. We could swing it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have snow during these months.
What is the temperature right now there?
It's like 40 or something. It was raining today, actually.
Yeah, it's been weird. So little snow this year. It's been weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It snowed on solstice here. So your 21st, it snowed. And at my house, where I'm at, I live in like the forest. So even on Christmas, I still had a white Christmas. For half.
Yeah.
Whatever half of the yard that the sun didn't hit, I had snow.
This is the over here.
So it was good like the other half. That was just the like whatever, white Christmas.
Yeah, we don't usually have that here, so that was kind of a treat for us.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we're usually a few inches deep by this point in snow.
Yeah,
Jeremy is just on this. He says, I haven't played there, Montana, I'm guessing, or Missoula, since the mid-90s, but I remember playing a show near the college. Hell yeah, you guys need to come check out the Boise Hive. Hell, I'm going to come.
Oh, yeah.
Would love to.
And he says that he has a show at the end of February. Wait.
Yes.
It'll probably be streaming. Would you guys do a streaming show?
If we had the availability and just the space to do so right now, even when COVID hit, our main jam space got shut down because of COVID, so we weren't able to go there. So yeah, so we've been grinding.
Yeah, we're jamming in a garage, but
every month we host a COVID concert series.
Mm-hmm.
Every month. Cool. And we like to have bands play like a 30-minute set. That's really sad that your guys' jam spot kind of got sucked into this whole pandemic
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a garage, but it's freezing. So I mean, right now it's actually warm as it's been, but usually it's like way colder. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad it's a warm winter for you. Then it would be an ice box.
It'd be so bad.
Yeah.
You'd all be wearing onesies with me.
I'm dressed in onesies with scarves and everything.
I have to like, text my bandmate an hour in advance to be like, "Hey, I'm on my way over. Turn the heater off." Because we jam in a freaking garage. So I'm just like in a room in a garage. So I'm just like, go turn on the heater. Because I'm not gonna smash on my brass if it's ice cold because metal ain't cold.
It's bad.
And I'm sorry, I'm a girl and I'm gonna play the wimpy card, and I'm just being like, no, I'm not gonna play drums if it's freezing cold. Like my shit doesn't work that way. Like I'm old. I'm old and I have arthritis. I need like a warm space to kind of like jam out.
That's the same thing you said.
Yeah.
You calling Mike out now?
It's a drummer thing, I feel like.
It is. I just don't feel like breaking $1,400 worth of cymbals because it's cold.
Fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's more just a poor man thing than anything. I don't want to buy more cymbals right now.
I've had the same hi-hat cymbals for like 10 years. Like I love my Manels. Like I love my Manel cymbals. Like my hi-hat is like the greatest sounding hi-hat I've ever heard in my life. And I'm just not.
I Sabian after like 5 years.
I have a Sabian. I just got a new Sabian because my Zildjian broke. My Zildjian 15-inch crash. It's about to be a 14-inch crash. You know? Like there's like an inch just fucking making its way around that ring. So the more I hit it, and I'm just like, I can't hit the cymbal anymore because it's gonna like that piece is gonna fly off and hit my guitar player. So I put out on Facebook. I was like, oh my gosh, my 14-inch or 15-inch crash has died. So lo and behold, a good friend of mine, bless his heart, Mike Nogger from the band, he sent me a cymbal in the mail to replace the one. Because I'm playing this cymbal, in a punk rock show, I'm like, well, I kind of want to take like my damaged one to like shows and just break the shit out of it until it's just dead. Because that's more punk rock than like smashing out of my brand new one.
Yeah.
If something breaks on stage,
Jeremy's all about the Pisces, but I don't know.
Pasties. I was thinking pasties because we're in Montana, but then I realized we're still talking about cymbals and not food.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking something else.
So for the nipples, Pisces you hit with a stick.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hit both of them with a stick.
I was just thinking that too, so I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't. But Jeremy's all about like also in the guitar pick guards. I don't know what that means. Like, what does that mean?
That's crazy.
Who is he gonna turn into guitar pick things? I mean, whoa, calm down, bro. He was like, LOL. Uh-oh.
I love how we have this thing going on with Jeremy right now.
Yeah.
I don't even know who Jeremy Chester is, but this guy sounds all right.
He's going to be on our show next month, actually.
Oh, cool.
He says,
we'll have to check it out.
Shit.
Dude, we have an awesome community of musicians.
Wait a minute. He's in Cryptonesia?
Wait, what? No, next month, February 10th.
Oh. Hi, Jeremy. Sorry, I'm an asshole.
I love you, Crash. All right, so tell us how you got your name, Demon Doll. I love your name very much. So tell us how you got it.
Part of that was just so Maggie and I are married, So we've lived together for several years and have been kind of thinking about starting a project for a few years at the time, and then kind of dropped it and kept kind of bringing it back. And eventually, we were really just walking around downtown Missoula, and we both just like started thinking of names. What could we name a project if we started one? And Demon Doll was one of the names that came up, and it's the one that kind of stuck with everybody.
I love it.
I love it.
Awesome. I love
I have friends that are actually into you guys that honestly I never thought would be into you.
Huh. Yeah, we
just not that you guys are weird. You guys are absolutely amazing. It's just you guys are pretty new, and I didn't know that like my friends actually reached out past.
Well, your following is quite large for how new you are. So, hell yeah.
We've all come from other projects as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of us have experience within the music scene and just playing music in general. So we kind of brought a lot of who we knew from other projects and people that came to our concerts to this band. And it seems to have united quite a bit of people. To
it's all about networking.
Yeah, we played like our first show to our like fourth or fifth show. It was all back to back, all local too. And just by I think the second show, we had almost 200 people come out to the show at Monk's, where we played with Boldly Stride the Dam and Anoxic, two other badass bands from out this way. They're from Kalispell. And and it just kind of picked up some momentum pretty quick from just playing shows back to back every weekend, and people telling people, I think, a little bit. I mean, it started pretty quick.
Word of mouth down here travels real fast.
Yeah.
Small town stuff.
The Midwest, man, that's how it is back then.
Yeah. I mean, right? I think my cousin in Sioux Falls, he's really into you guys.
That you guys are married. My husband and I are a two-piece power duo, and we're married. So
that's awesome.
I dig meeting other couples that have bands together. It's sweet. Cheers.
When we first started, we definitely got some crap for it, but I think it's just about playing the music and enjoying who you play it with. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that people are upset that they couldn't steal Jamal away from me, so I got mad.
I know a little something about that.
Well, I guess, have you guys played any festivals or like?
We played one.
We played a privately booked festival that was out in the mountains, pretty much in Canada.
Yeah.
It was a real weird
drive. It was wild. It was a 2-day festival.
Crazy. Yeah, as soon as we got on stage, there was blood spilled. It was so out back that there was no safety or anything pretty much.
It was pretty brutal.
It was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Go Canada. Yeah.
They go hard down there. You wouldn't expect it.
Up there.
Up there, down there, around where.
Yeah. we were supposed to play on some other ones, but they got canceled.
Yep.
Yeah, I get that. I had some festivals this summer that got canceled too. So.
Everything was canceled this summer. Like everything.
Yeah.
It sucked.
All fun.
We had a few shows out towards, I think, Washington area. I think one in Spokane. And then a couple of shows.
Yeah, we were supposed to play Idaho, right?
Idaho and Idaho too, that were booked through summer that just got canceled out. A touring band from Missoula was about to head out and take us with them.
Yeah, Saris had a tour booked, Northwest area. We're gonna play. Idaho
I hope we get to do that. I hope everything gets rescheduled. Let us know when you're out our way. We'll come see you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, stay in touch. You're part of the community.
We'll be like right there with our musicians hanging out there. It's just be like,
You're in the family now.
Thank you.
It's a weird family, but we all love each other.
Yes, we do. Man, the rock scene is seriously the best. I mean, I respect all the other genres, but I really do feel a family vibe from, my people in this scene. So.
Oh yeah.
And we have such a kind of interesting fluxing scene around here where it'll go from being really big to really small. So the bands that usually survive that are pretty tight with each other. Like the boys in Kalispell, especially Anoxic and them, we're real tight with those guys. They're rad.
Well, and I get that feeling from you guys. You guys seem solid. And that's important for the scene because you can't be dealing with all the chaos out. You got to be solid together.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Good vibes. Good vibes.
Especially with the crazy year that we had last year with not playing shows. It's good to stay solid as a group, even when we're not doing anything.
Oh yeah. That was the test of time for a lot of musicians.
Absolutely.
Both of my bands are coming out like on top. Like we have.
And that's how we're feeling. We keep going up.
My punk band Hated Noise. Like we wrote a whole new album.
Yeah.
And then my other band, my pop punk band, Fatal Butterfly, we have written a couple. Well, they have written a couple songs. I still need to lay down my drum parts, but it's gonna be super easy.
Well, the Maxwells will be finishing up our album, and releasing that, and hoping to, have a live show when we do our album release. So.
We're getting set to record the last song of our EP, and we're hoping that we can get that released sometime within the next couple of months. And we're hoping for a live show at the same kind of event.
Yeah.
I hear you. Speaking of your music, shall we play some for everybody?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys have a new single out.
We do.
Called Oversight.
Yep.
Yes. That is the newest single of ours.
I know.
Released
What's the blooper reel of making of Oversight? That was so awesome. I watched it today, and I was like, it was hysterical. So
I'm glad someone enjoyed it. I was a little worried.
Amazing, and I'm just like, you know what? This is really how like local musicians. This is really how it is. Like really, this is just how it is. Like it's not good. It's just this is real how it is. So, So we'll let us screen share your guys' video. I'm totally pumped on this.
Oh, you're in for a treat, you guys.
Yes,
You want some metal? It's from Montana. It's good. It's amazing.
Let me get to it because.
What I love, Maggie, is that you scream and then sing pretty too. I love that. I freaking love that.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna bring everybody out real quick. I'm gonna put you guys in the green room. Just stick tight.
eating my ass and
Hey guys. Sorry about that. Oh,
I'm trying to get it. I'm sorry, it's super glitchy. I don't know why it's super glitchy.
Oh, it's all right.
You know, technology hasn't been the easiest right now.
Broadband services.
Yeah.
I mean, welcome to 2020.
Yeah. Wait,
It's super here, and just wait until the January 20th. It's gonna be super weird.
Oh, it's gonna get great. I'm so excited.
Cheers! Oh, Maxine, cheers.
Wine? Oh,
Cheers. Yes, it's.
Is that a chalice?
it is.
Hell yeah.
It's beautiful.
We had guests over today, so I let them use my birthday goblets with the
Oh my gosh.
balls that you got me for my birthday. Yes, I let other people do it, so now I'm stuck with like my
Fancy.
huge
Fancy.
wine over here, just like it could probably hold like half a bottle of wine.
So it's wine night for musicians to hang out. Sometimes I drink Jaeger or a Mule or you have your vodka drink.
Oh no, rest assured, I got the vodka going.
Nice.
I got double fisted tonight. Are you kidding?
It's 2021, fuck it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I woke up, there was no power. It was like eerily, like I'm like laying there in bed and I'm like, oh my god, it's so quiet.
Yeah.
In the world right now. Like right now, why is it so quiet? Why is it so quiet? And then Anthony's like, the power's been out since before 6 a.m. And I was like, cheese and crackers. Just cheese and crackers. So I go outside and I smoke a cigarette. I can't make any coffee because, no power.
I can get
You were sleeping.
Anthony.
He was like, I'll get the can. No, you were sleeping. There was no coffee for me this morning until almost noon. When I texted you, when I got my power, and that was like after 11. So so I spent more time on Facebook today than I have in like almost over a year, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah, because I've been really taking a break from Facebook, but there was nothing else going on. I couldn't get on Netflix, and I couldn't do this because there was no internet. And even when my power came back on, the internet was still down for a minute, and I was just like, oh my crap.
I saw a meme today.
Is this how our world is? Like, we are so dependent upon internet and Wi-Fi and this and that and this and that. It's just, you know what? My friend Annie, big shout out to my friend Annie. Annie, I freaking love you so much. She said, Demon Doll, how's it going?
It's going pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
we're having a good time.
My friend Annie is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, we are pretty good.
Even her husband, who sometimes we don't always see eye to eye, but he's still my friend. I love him.
A drummer not seeing eye to eye with someone. I've never heard of that.
Never. No.
Justin and I don't always see eye to eye, and he's kind of a weirdo, but I fucking love that weirdo. and God love you for putting up with that weirdo so much longer than me. I love you, lady. I fucking love you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Annie. Cheers.
Cheers.
And she had a cat named Otis. Otis hated everyone. I'm not even kidding. Like, hated fucking everyone. Just hated everyone. And I loved that cat so damn much. Like, I was determined to get that cat's love and respect. Like, I was just out to, like, love on this cat. And just when he was starting to, like, love back on me, he died.
Oh.
So, cheers to Otis for always taking my shit when he didn't want to. I know us drummers were kind of a pain in the ass. We always got to take shit.
we'll have to.
Dude, and let's just say, us drummers, we put out a lot of shit that people have to fucking deal with.
But it is all about us.
Like, how many times have you guys been hushed when somebody's trying to tune their guitar?
With us, it's
when you go to tune your drums, and there's like way more stuff that you have to tune on a drum, because there's 8 lugs per head. And I had like 7 drums, so that's like.
She has a lot of drums.
7 times.
Yeah. I can imagine it gets a little frustrating for Mike because see,
here's the thing with guitar players and bassists. They have this little thing with like a little marker that's just like, oh, you're almost there, oh, perfect. Okay, drummer, we don't have that. We have
So I found that tuning my drum, actually one of my best friends helped me out with this, but tuning the drum to the shell actually gives it the best resonance and the best sound. It's super punchy. It sounds really good. It sounds really
but do you know what you are tuning your drums to? Because if you're going to use a drum dial or a tuning watch or whatever they want to fucking call it, honestly, it's just the tension on your heads.
Right.
Yep.
And each head, depending upon how much you tune it, needs like a certain, like, 75, 65, 85, whatever it is. I have 2 size toms that are the same. I have 2 13-inch toms that I tune differently.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I have a 12-inch and 2 13s and a 16. And then, my 22, of course. Or 2 22s. And a piccolo snare, so it's a 13-inch, not a 14-inch.
That's rad. But that thing pops in the mix.
It does.
Oh my God, I love my piccolo snare. With my deep toms, my power toms, it's just the perfect amount of awesomeness that comes from that kit. Like, I punched that kit so hardcore. Like, it has been through a lot of drummers, but I'm surprised it's keeping up with me. You know what I mean?
This is gonna seem like a dumb question, but a piccolo is that like a DBZ thing, like Piccolo for Dragon Ball, or is this a whole different thing?
So as we all know, a standard piccolo is like a smaller flute, right?
Yeah.
So a piccolo snare is just a smaller snare. Instead of being like 14-inch wide by 5 or 6 inch deep, it's 13 inches wide by 4 inches deep.
So it's just smaller.
Oh, it's a lot smaller. But the crack that you could put on that piccolo, like, I don't even know how. If you're not a drummer, like, it can't smash your heart as much as it smashes mine. Like, I'm a bass player I got started in bass playing, so I have that low end in my stomach, which I love with my deep toms and my double kick bass. But that crack, what is the word? Maxine, you are an artist. Contrast. The contrast between the high pitches and the low pitches of my toms and my snare, my piccolo snare. You just can't you can't buy that. Like,
it's just the different dynamics between the two.
Yeah, but it's also the way that you tune them that I'm finding out. Like, I guess my particular drum kit is tuned in the key of A.
Okay.
Nice.
Which is good because it's still in the range of E, which is always good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just, I never think of drums as in a key of anything. It's just tuned to what sounds good, and is in key and pitch. Does that make any sense at all?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I worked with a drummer who tuned all of his kit to C perfectly. So when you hit it, it made a C resonance note.
Yeah.
It was really interesting.
Jeremy's got it. He said contrast. Thank you, Jeremy. Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about, is contrast.
Jeremy for the win.
Jeremy for the freaking win. Even though he was a little bit late because. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I have a confession. I missed everybody's names when I was attending to my puppy.
Yes.
Oh, poor guy. So, now I'm attending to my puppy. He is my world. Anyway, drummer, let's talk a little bit about your kit. What do you have?
So I play a PDP. I don't even know what year it is. I have to go check the badge, but it's.
I don't even have a badge on mine. It's
so they use plywood on the design. I actually was talking with the drummer from Sarah's. He's got a newer version of my same kit, but his is a little thinner with the production.
I have the older version. Like mine still says Pacific Drum.
Oh, nice!
That's
Very
awesome.
nice.
So it's like the original PDP. Like
that's
really cool.
So I have I use a really deep Tama snare that Jamal actually gave to me.
Tama's nice.
It's like really, really deep. I don't know if it was 5 6 inches or something like that.
It's something weird.
So what size?
It's like 6.5, 14 by 6.5.
Okay.
Oh shit.
And then I only use 2 toms. I have one 12-inch and then one 4-tom that is 16-inch. I use a variety of different cymbals. So the hats that I have right now are actually Sabian Axe, or Sabian Studio hats. And then I also have a Sabian Axe Thin Crash that has been my baby, but is now broken, so I've got to replace that. I have a really nice bell. It's just a no-name bell, no serial number, no brand name, nothing. It's really thick, and
I love bells.
You'll hear that in the songs everywhere. I'm hitting on that. Then I have a hand-hammered K ride cymbal, a 20-inch. And then I have a trash stacker, which I usually don't take with me live, just because it's 3 more cymbals and an extra stand that I would have to take to a live show. But I do use that in recordings, and I use it in rehearsals as well. So maybe one day I'll take that with me. But it's very short, kind of like a short trashy China. And then my Sabian 18-inch China is my go-to for breakdowns and just general heavy shit. So
yeah. So my standard kit is 7-piece kit. It has 2 kick drums, 3 toms, 1 floor, 1 snare, but it has like an array of different kinds of cymbals. Like I have a 14, 15, 16, 18, 20-inch. I have an 18-inch China.
It's just the metal, all the cymbals.
I have a trash. I have a splash. Like, it's ridiculous how big my kit really truly is.
Like, all the shows too.
See, now I feel bad for your band because we all know they're carrying your stuff. Come on.
Oh my god! And
I don't like to set up. I don't like to set up that much stuff when I'm going to play a live gig. I'm like, no, less, please.
Okay, and I used to. I was never like that. I was like, no way, I'm not fucking like pinching down any of my drums. I need it out of my drums. And now that I've found, I'm just like, oh my god, what kick pedal can I get that'll imitate the same stuff that I do right now? Like I just want to, like I don't.
That's why I have a real
buy a bigger damn car. Like I have to fit my shit in. Because it's just ridiculous. And that's, but at the same time, it's like an old friend, you know? Like, you've been playing with it for so long, it's like your parent, you don't want to say goodbye because it's just like an appendage. That is with you from the get-go and has, like, taught you everything you freaking know. And it's hard to say goodbye to drums. Like, I would love to get rid of a kick or something else. Or a smaller
drums so that
I sacrificed my 14-inch my 15-inch cymbal for my punk band because my metal band didn't need it. I have a 14-inch and a 16-inch and an 18-inch and a 20-inch and a 18-inch China and a 20-inch Crash Ride, you know. So I have plenty of cymbals on that. But so I had to sacrifice one to go with my other band. But man, I just don't know if I can sacrifice drums because each drum has its own unique sound.
Yeah.
Right.
I can imagine too, especially as a drummer, when you have more options to kind of do what you feel comfortable on.
That is exactly how I feel. I'm always all about the options. I have options. I have this tom. I have that tom. I have this tom. Like, I have 3 damn toms. And I want more. Like I want rotos, and I want. I want so many other more drums, and I'm just looking at my drum kit. Like I don't even know how I'm supposed to like play any of the drums that I want to add to this kit, but like I'm not
You
done.
have that spinning drum riser.
She
just spins the kit around.
Yes.
Bring a trailer.
I want to make Neil Peart look like not really a joke, but like like I want to be the professor instead of Neil Peart. You know what I mean? Like I want to
double down.
but I'm gonna have 9. You know, like play everything and just be like.
My kit doesn't just spin in circles; it spins upside down. There's 50
but
pieces.
I need a throne on wheels. That's the thing.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Spinning wheels. That's the only way it's gonna work.
So I want to ask everybody in Demon Doll how they started out their journey as a musician. So go ahead. And who wants to go first and tell us how you got started in music?
I started.
Step on the camera frame.
Yeah. Let me get in here. Hi.
Everybody say hi to Brent. Hi, Brent.
Hi, Brent. I started on bass. Friends needed a bass player, which seems to be a common theme still. I just feel like everyone's always looking for bass players. So I had a friend's band, or joined a friend's band. They needed a bass player, so I started out playing bass. Just been listening to heavy metal and rock for whole life, and just picked it up and just jumped in and started playing the bass. And then
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Was bass your first choice of instrument?
No, guitar is what I was trying to play, but they already had 2 guitar players and they needed a bass player, so I started out on bass, but then quickly shifted to guitar rather quickly, and been playing guitar and started playing drums after that. Played punk band, played drums, and yeah, been on guitar ever since. Guitar's my favorite for sure. And yeah.
Why is guitar your favorite, if you don't mind me asking?
Just because it's really loud and aggressive and can change the tone, just change the sound to so many different things. I really enjoy playing the drums, but I'm kind of stuck at them, so
tonight I had a friend over who is also a guitar player. And he is like Max, where he can play like the baritone parts as well as the melody parts. But he's playing it backwards, which was weird. I don't know. I'm a drummer and a bass player, so I don't play my stuff like that. Like usually
playing like left-handed or upside down or something.
No, he would just like pick up from B to like low E. You know what I mean? But it's up according to the way that a guitar is like the strings are. I mean, it's just like any guitar actually. Like the bottom string is always the top string, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So he picks backwards to me. Because when I play guitar, I'm playing downstroke and he's playing upstroke. But he showed me the difference, how you can do a melody or like a bass part, like the basic part. What do you call that? The rhythm part versus a melody part.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can do that on like one instrument, which I'm sorry, as a drummer, I kind of feel like that's kind of like penis envy a little bit. You know what I mean, though? Like,
oh yeah.
So interesting. Like, how do you do that? Just like girls with like a penis, like, how do you pee standing up? Like, how do you do that?
It's not pretty when we do it. Just saying.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's still a curiosity that every one of us has. And as a musician, I still carry that curiosity from, like, I guess what is what is it?
I wanted to loop back to Brett because he mentioned, he had
loop back.
Okay. Yeah, loop back. Brett.
I'm retarded.
Sorry.
No, I'm retarded. I'm just retarded.
You are not. I just wanted to hear the rest of his story.
Story's over.
Brent's like, I'm not talking anymore.
I'm just retarded. I can't think of words right now.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But I wanted to ask everyone their journey as a musician. So next, who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go.
Awesome.
I started playing guitar probably right before I started in high school. And I met along the way kind of playing in smaller bands and kind of building up to a metal band. But during that time when I was in a metal band, it was called Earthbound, and I met up with Chris, and he became the bass player of that band. And then a couple of years later, when we were looking for a new drummer, Mike became the drummer of that. So that's how we first all met, was just starting that band Earthbound and going through that. After Earthbound broke up and we kind of went all our separate ways, I started picking up other instruments like piano. I played a little bit of drums for like a hip hop project.
I played a hip hop project. It was weird, but
I mean, it's a good time though. I mean, especially if you get a good crowd, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's some fun crowds.
It's 4 chords just like repeated over and over and over because that's just hip hop. It's just like a repeat of like the same riff over and over through the whole
yeah.
But I'm gonna play at the Tacoma Dome in front of 8,000 people. So
yeah, I mean that's what it's about. At least you get the crowd.
Yeah.
I chords over and over and over in front of 8,000 people. They don't know the goddamn difference.
They're all too drunk to notice anyways. It's all good.
Yeah.
Tacoma Dome, it's a little expensive to drink there. But it's the Tacoma Dome, so nobody gives a shit. Because they're just excited to get like a big venue. Oh my God! Shorts playing tonight. Oh my God!
See, I wish we had more big venues in Montana.
Yeah, you guys really don't have like the big venues. You have like the little bars speckled along, the little towns.
Bars, like certain
fun. Those can be really fun to party in.
If that, I mean, it's really, from what I understand from my cousin who lives in Montana, like, it's sparse out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Really, there's only a few cities that really do concerts that are worthwhile to play in sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, we are based in one of them.
Yes, you are. Yeah,
so it does help quite a bit.
Yeah.
But like here, our biggest place that we have is probably the Adams Center.
Or the Wilma.
The Wilma's not nearly as big as the Adams. I mean,
there's a couple of amphitheaters.
There's a couple of amphitheaters here and there, but
small ones.
It's not big amphitheaters whatsoever.
You guys are a big college town. Do you get a crowd from that?
Surprisingly, not. We've had a lot of issues with just our college in general, so it's kind of interesting.
It's the party college. That's why.
We don't even want to talk about the college deal.
Attendance has fallen.
Attendance has fallen really badly, and now it's the music scene suffers from it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You have to go here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's still a fun
It's
time.
a beautiful trip. I mean, it's a little boring throughout eastern Washington. It's kind of like eastern Montana. It's really, the plains and the farms. But once you get west, it's all the mountains. And
yeah, it's kind of like Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado's.
I am a Colorado native. I was born there.
Nice.
I was born in Denver, but I lived in like Lafayette, Fort Collins, Boulder, Estes Park, Allen's Park. Like, I lived in some really crazy parts of Colorado. Pueblo. Like, I've been everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been everywhere in Colorado. Like, that is my native place. Like, that's where I grew up. like since I was born is just in a mountain in the Rocky fucking Mountains, honestly.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, I
We understand that well. We understand that well.
I know that very well.
And I tell you what, like, man, I gotta tell you, Colorado people, we really appreciate the music.
Yes.
My uncle was in a shitty little band called Juggernaut. And
nice.
Oh man, and he was a drummer. He was a drummer.
Yeah.
Uncle Rand was a drummer in Juggernaut. And man, I remember like just like the shitty little things that we did in our own little house. It just seemed like a big deal when I was a kid because we had it seemed like 1,000 people in our backyard, just like in the local music, and it was just these crappy little towns in Colorado.
It's a fun scene, man. Like Denver was popping for a while. We had some.
Yeah, but I mean, how many bands are you gonna find in Longmont?
Yeah.
And see, that's going to be with Montana. Is like we have so many small towns that are scattered around here that it's hard to find bands that have a name in other places around here.
Yep.
They'll maybe play a show once in a while where they're at, and then they don't really get anything for a few months. So they go from having a lot of hype because they just played a show to nothing.
That's how it was in North Dakota for us. Yeah.
And we're growing as a scene much more so than we used to be. We definitely have some pretty awesome forerunners for us, like Walking Corpse Syndrome, who's kind of pushed the metal music scene around here.
I grew up with them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, we have
That's cool.
Question, you guys. This is a good question. They asked they missed where you guys were from, which is Missoula, Montana. But they want to know what kind of vocal processing is done on your single oversight.
So the recording was actually done in-house with an SM58.
58, and I believe a 7 too for part of it.
Yeah, and then we also actually have
what effects are you guys?
Soundrich Productions, who actually so kindly helped us get a couple of those takes we were looking for, especially for the choruses. I don't know right offhand what mics he was using. I know that they were really expensive, though.
It's similar to a UAD.
Okay, but do you know what kind of effects he was using? Like, is he using phaser?
So as far as actual post-processing goes, the screams were done really dry. As always, there's CLA compression, definitely a bit of EQing. We wanted the vocals to sit in the mix like a metal mix, as compared to like Empty Homes, our other song, where the vocals are just soaring. I mean, it's like this ballad hit. We want them over the top. With Oversight, we wanted everything to just be really gritty, really nasty. And so, same, like I said, the screams are done, compression, EQ, choruses. I do believe there's a little bit of delay. I don't know if he was using kind of a pan effect. There's a whole list of rack effects that were used in the vocal processing for that. But
chorus,
but overall we wanted that to sit really tight in the mix together.
It's well mixed.
Thank you.
Oh man, it's an amazing mix, and I'm so sorry that like I don't know, Facebook is being dumb, and they're not really talking right now. We'll tell you later. So, but anyway,
yeah. So I think Maggie's next to tell us about his journey.
Thanks, that's super bomb.
Oh, my musical journey.
Yeah,
I have a really different musical background than everybody else here because I kind of grew up doing gospel music and in the church.
That's
so I didn't start.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't start getting into metal until I was like 15 years old, and that was back in the emo days where like Black Veil Brides was a big thing, and everybody was like cutting their hair with razors and stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I love Black Veil Brides. And I love, like, Love for My Valentine. And
that's another big one that
I love all sorts of emo music. But now I guess it's called metalcore. I don't fucking know, dude. I'm old school. Like metal's metal, and like rap is rap, and punk, pop is punk, punk is punk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
no point in subgenre.
There's so many different. There's like this grind.
But yeah, no.
Hardcore and nightcore, and I'm just like, how can you tell the difference? Oh, well, they're the same music. Like, who cares what the vocals are doing, whether they're clean or dirty? Like, it's still the same music. Why can't it be in the same genre? But it's just not.
Maggie, that you mentioned
apparently
that singer makes sense because your vocals are well trained for, like I said, you can scream really well, and you can also sing very very beautifully too. And that's
beautiful.
Sometimes you can't do both. It's either or, and I really respect that you can do both of that and really push the screaming. You have a really great undergrowl.
Thank you. I just started doing that.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's my musical journey. I guess is just doing choir and church, and then started kind of branching out on my own as I got older. And I didn't start growling or screaming.
So can I ask you, what did your parents think when you decided to go from church to grindcore or whatever they call it these days?
So I grew up pretty poor and in Vermont, Bristol, Vermont, which is a very small religion.
Like, that's tiny.
Vermont's beautiful.
It's beautiful there, yeah. And I have my grandma had 20 siblings, so most of the town's my family. I have like 150 members there. Yeah, so that's kind of what started the switch, was growing up in like a super small conservative religious area to moving to Montana and getting to see all these things I've never seen before. Like, it blew my mind coming to a big city.
Wait, hold on.
I get that.
Hold on, time out. So you're telling me that Montana, out of every state on the
it was bigger to me back then.
Planet, was a bad influence? Is that what you?
It wasn't a bad influence.
Montana can be.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm just like, wait a minute. So Montana was the bad influence? Are you shitting me? But I
look at Montana's got some pretty awful things around us.
We have like the highest suicide rate.
Montana is a
like I was just gonna say, like if you're from Vermont in the middle of fucking nowhere, like I guess Montana is the big scene. Which
it
so
seems
weird
to me.
Because Seattle seems like a big scene to me, and really like we are really small in the whole spectrum of fucking everything. But we have so many promising artists that come out of our area.
I'm from a town called
Montana. Like that's fucking awesome. Like I'm to Montana.
Yeah.
Like I thought they were all just run by Jehovah's Witnesses, honestly. That's my family. My family are Jehovah's Witnesses in your areas. So that's why I'm like, fuck. I thought my family took over and just like ruined y'all with their Jehovah's Witness fucking knocking on the door. Do you have the Do you have the Watchtower and the Awake? No, motherfucker, I don't have 30 cents to give you.
Because like I'm from a town where it was maybe 2,000 people, and I graduated with 14 in my class. So like, so
14 people in your class.
So it was the big city, and then Seattle was like a metropolitan, like huge. Yeah. So
like, like a culture shock almost coming from an area where like the biggest building is your city hall.
Okay, but see, like where I graduated high school from, it was only like 250 people, so it wasn't like a huge fucking place.
No, that's not big.
But when you're like going against, Montana and South fucking Dakota or North Dakota, where there's 14 damn people.
Yeah.
in the graduating class, like I feel like 200. I'm just like, oh shit, man! Like there was a lot of people in our class.
On each spectrum. So
and like the reality is stuff like Centralia is such a small place.
Yeah,
like, oh my God.
In that perspective, yeah. The spectrum is the same on the other end when people from the big city like Seattle come into a place like Alexander.
Because I just find it weird. All the weirdos that during our classes all turned out to be musicians. Okay,
that's awesome.
We did. Like we all just became musicians, like doing some weird stuff, weird music stuff, and it was popular.
I feel like that's small town life, though.
It is, yeah. There's the
you have to do besides music. I mean, really.
Yeah, there's more opportunities for students to explore band and choir and etc. in their churches. So you sing in church, or you play bells in church. There's church bands. So yeah, it's that.
Dude, I would totally play drums in a church band.
It's not bad.
I'm not even gonna joke. Like I totally would. Like I'm betting they have some pretty sick ass drums like parts. Or I could.
You know, some of the music that you go in and hear is really surprising. Because it's not what you would consider to be like religious Christian music, and then you go in there and they're like shredding on the guitar.
You remember that band Creed? You guys remember that band Creed?
Christian,
totally.
Yes.
All religious crap. And Skillet, the band Skillet. Man, all religious stuff. But you wouldn't. They're just like, oh my God, this band totally rocks. And they're talking about Jesus. And I mean, I don't believe in that, but that's just my own personal beliefs. Like, everybody's allowed to believe whatever they want to believe. Like, I am that kind of advocate for any beliefs. Like, I'm old school. I am a Norwegian Swede, so I believe in my old gods like Odin and Frey.
Oh, that's
awesome. Yeah, pretty sweet.
So, and I'm sorry, but Valhalla seems like such a cooler place to go than heaven, because heaven you have to be like this righteous damn person, whereas in Valhalla, just die with honor. You can like hump and fight and feast. See, I cleaned it up for the show.
Whatever, it's cool.
And just be like totally okay, like you're ready to freaking go and like fight a war. Whereas in heaven, like you have to be a total like righteous person and have to do like completely good things. Well, people aren't always good. I'm sorry, that's just a fabrication.
Well, what's awesome about that is that music.
Every person has a bad side to them. Every person has a bad side to them. I don't care who the hell you are.
Music definitely, I feel like, can express that in a really, really cool way.
Yeah,
I'm a good person. I want the best for people, but I have some evil thoughts. I'm not gonna lie. Like I have some dark ass thoughts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has evil thoughts. But that depends on definition of evil.
And that's the thing with heaven. Like heaven wants people without dark thoughts, and I'm sorry, like you're not gonna have anybody in the damn heavens. I'm sorry, we're just evil people.
Yeah, we have to
be Valhalla, we accept you. Like, come with demon thoughts.
You just gotta die with honor and valor.
You're gonna hump and fight and feast every night. Like, you're gonna fight your friends, you're gonna hump your friends, and then you're gonna eat with them at the end of the day.
That's the thing.
But that just sounds so much cooler than like being all righteous and do gooder. Like, I mean, it's good to do good. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but nobody's a good do-gooder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Clark Kent doesn't really exist.
There's always a selfish side.
I mean, that's a whole different argument.
He's a superhero because it makes him feel good about being a superhero.
I have this thing against Superman. I don't even want to get started on it. He's not a hero. I'm going to end it there. Superman is bad.
He's just an alien, just like the rest of us. We're all freaking aliens. I mean, I know my family's an alien. We're an alien from Sweden and Norway and Iceland, but we're weird. Hell yeah, we're weird. We've been frozen for decades.
fighting frost giants. Come on.
Yes. Oh man, where do you think the freaking frost giant myth came from? Because we're always freezing up there. Always.
Oh, yeah.
And people wonder why, like, the Swedes and the Norwegians love, what do they call it? Saunas? Because it's heat. Are you kidding me? It's like 25 below zero there. Yeah, we're going to hang out in, like, 120-degree weather.
Montana.
You can freeze or not. Like, you're going to hang out.
Normally. And I've noticed in Montanan culture that more saunas are becoming more popular back there, where when I was younger I didn't remember a lot of that. I remember the hot springs, but now there's more saunas, which is awesome.
Dude, whatever. You know what? Jeremy says that, or Chester is like, Valhalla has better music. And you know what? Hell yes, we do. You know we do. Valhalla.
So I wanted to ask, Maggie, did you have anything else to add to your journey as a musician, or should we pass it on to Chris? Uh-oh, did they freeze? Crap.
Fucking dip the fuck out is what they did.
They lost connection. They'll come back.
It's okay. I wonder if I should text them. Should I text them to come back?
Sure, yeah. Sometimes that stuff happens. It's all cool. We've been having some connectivity.
All right, take a selfish minute. Oh my God, I feel so horrible.
I was sort of anticipating connectivity issues because of that storm we've had.
Yeah, and then my daughter just like posted some stuff on Instagram, so I'm just all like all stupid on that. Because a candle is so important.
Hi, Scott. Thanks for joining us.
Scott, what's up? Oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever, bro. So much weird stuff has happened.
It's true.
Hold on. Wait.
Chris was I don't want to talk about my journey. Peace out. I'm just kidding.
No, you have to tell us about Buster.
Okay, so
here.
Okay.
I got it. Oh,
just wonderful. There you go.
We were just
my laptop died. I thought I had more than 60 seconds to plug it in, but apparently I didn't.
It happens. No worries, guys. We kept it rolling.
We were like, oh, they're gonna come back in.
Yeah, to that. We're just hanging out. We'll figure it out.
Oh shit! So Chester is in the middle of creating a next tune, and we'll talk to his tune.
Awesome! Excited.
We're ready for that shit to happen.
Absolutely love to hear about
an old bandmate. Scott is writing some new riffs, bro. I got some new drum beats, yo, and it doesn't always have to be double kicks. And then my good friend Leland. Oh my God, such big hearts go out to you, my friend. I've missed you so much. I'm sorry I've been like a little lame on Facebook lately.
Some of us have. It's okay, girl. Don't feel bad. A lot of us have kind of dipped out, so no worries. It's good to disconnect from the social media every once in a while and
absolutely
get back to nature and resetting ourselves in Zen.
I need to reset myself because I'm as a drummer, I have a lot of shit going on inside my head. That a lot of it is just noise that just needs to get the hell out, and a lot of it is other creative stuff, I guess you could say. And sometimes it's good just to disconnect and like get the crap out and like the good creative stuff.
Yeah, it's a good process.
It's important.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I miss you. Okay. Yes, I miss you too, Leland. But our friend Don wants to know what's next. You guys got any new songs, any new recordings outside of
We got one song left to finish vocals on for our EP, and that's entirely wrapped up. After that,
we got that one.
We have
another EP that we have coming up.
A ton of new material that we're working on and getting it all set to really get going on again. Up until we can really start playing shows more often, I think we're going to be recording a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, might as well. A good way to pass the time.
Absolutely.
Productive.
Does Montana have like a date that is going to open up for you guys?
We don't know.
No.
It's been kept pretty under wraps with us. No one's really said much.
I mean, if they don't get it figured out in the next 3 to 4 months with the economy stuff, we might look at losing quite a few, like the only venues that we have left. They don't.
Oh man, we here in Washington are feeling you so much. Like, as you guys know, Washington is kind of like a flourishing musician place. And I gotta say, over half of our venues have closed their doors for good. And
some
these are
venues that have been around for 100 years have closed.
Yeah, big venues like Central Saloon is gone. I think maybe Tim's is gone. Some other venues like they're just gone. They're just wiped from our history forever. And
It's really sad.
we're doing our best to like raise money for our venues that support our local music. Like we got to be honest, like musicians and venue owners, we have this melody that goes on. We give them shows that brings in people, the people
it's all
buy
a cycle, all a
booze, and then I mean it's a beautiful ballet that musicians and venue owners play together.
We need each other. It's
Fortunately,
we do. It is. And like I said, it's a beautiful ballet. It's a beautiful balance of like musicians and venue owners. We bring in their people that buy their drinks and whatever else they may have to offer, the food or whatever it may be. But they also pay us, sometimes just in drink tickets, but a lot of times outside of drink tickets, they will pay you money for however much they make at the bar or a
certain percentage or a donation. Yeah,
it's always different here. It's always different here, depending upon what venue you work with. Like but we have such a variety of venues.
Maggie, you were saying something about venues there, I believe. Did you want to loop back to?
I was just saying that, like, you mentioned, like, the balance in the ballet kind of between musicians and venues. And with COVID right now, we can't play shows.
Yeah.
It's against the rules, pretty much, unless there's minimum capacity. So that's 50 people.
Is that for indoor or outdoor, though?
And there's a lot of guidelines, too.
That's for both. So
we only allowed outdoor right now. No indoor shows. Like,
you think they'll play though?
At least you guys got concerts.
Still gotta play.
We can't even do outdoor gatherings. They don't want us to do any social gatherings and things like that unless you're potted up with people.
Nope, we're not allowed.
Outdoor, you have a minimum of 6 people per pod, 50 people per.
So we have, what is it, 8 people, 8 to 10 people? I think we have.
Now I think it keeps changing because of our numbers. Speaking of that, what are your numbers in Missoula? Are they?
We have such a small rate that our number like goes up astronomically, like in a day.
Yeah, it was weird. A while ago, it was nothing, and now it's in the hundreds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they just recently shut it down. They went to phase 1, I guess is what it's called, like just a couple.
Oh, we went back.
We have been in phase 1 like what 2 or 3 times. Like
we keep getting bumped back to phase 1.
We were in phase 1, then we got to phase 2, then back down to phase 1, then back up to phase 2, then back down to phase. Like I don't even know.
We're in 1 right now. We're in 1.
We're in 1. I hear though that like in February, like teachers are supposed to be doing some hybrid classes and
we'll be starting in my district in March. So
they're going back to full-time
I heard
school.
February. I'm just telling you what I heard on the interweb.
Every district's different.
Never lies.
Every region's different too.
What is your puppy's name?
Buster.
Hello, Buster.
Oh my God.
Doggy, buddy.
That's Buddy Boo. Oh my God, I cannot wait to squish their faces together.
Buddy is so excited to have Buster too. He just loves him, and he's played with him all day, so he's pooped. Not a puppy though. Are you? You're not.
Of course, no. Puppies have endless energy.
Oh yeah.
We just got a husky lab puppy about 4 weeks ago, and
he's husky.
She goes nonstop.
Yeah,
why would you want to get a husky?
Because they're so soft and loving.
They are. They really are. I always wanted a husky, and Buster is a husky mix, but he's also a mix of Australian Shepherd, German Shepherd, and Pit Bull.
Oh man,
he's gonna be so cute.
And he's gonna be big.
That's gonna be
So
one
big.
one
I'm
boil.
gonna put this out there. The husky at my house. Oh my god, she's not my dog. She's my roommate's dog. But
Is she mouthy?
oh, not only is she mouthy, but she has imprinted on me.
That's the best.
You're her person.
She is mouthy even more towards me. And even when her owner is here, she'll come like wooing up to me. Woo, 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 woo. I'm like, you know what to do with you. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
I'm waiting for our pup to get a little bigger so we can put her on a song.
She just wanted, she
Oh,
just
you have a
wanted
puppy
out.
too.
But where we're at, we don't, there's no sidewalk or no like shoulder on the edge of the road that you can walk to a safe distance.
That sucks.
So it freaks her out. And it's not a very far distance. It's a pretty short distance, but she just freaks out about it so much that she just refuses to go. Just flat out refuses. And if you've ever tried to take a dog down a way that they refuse to go, like, it just is not happening.
It's
not fun.
It's not happening. Like, yeah.
It's like trying to get your drunk friend home from the bar.
Yes, not happening.
Not happening.
Oh, I'm so glad though that Buster is feeling so much better. They had a scare very recently of, you know, the whole parvovirus.
Yeah, so Buster got parvo, and it's a killing disease, but he's recovering and he's very healthy. So as you can tell, he's still spunky.
He's home. He's home.
Well,
Yeah,
he was hospitalized, but now he's back.
for a while, parvo was really bad around the parks in Missoula. Like, we couldn't take any of our dogs out at all.
No.
Like, and they made public warnings about it. Someone with their dog just didn't get them vaccinated or anything.
It wasn't that. Some butthead, I'll censor for live purposes, some butthead decided to purposefully infect each dog park with parvo.
They did it on purpose?
They did it on purpose to purposefully infect other dogs. And it was released in the Missoulian, I believe. And there were 4 parks that were infected.
I don't understand what like these people's thinking is behind all of this.
That kills
like,
dogs.
Why are you going to put the other dogs' lives in risk because you're jaded? You're upset about something stupid? Like, it makes no sense to me. I'm just like, oh my God. It's just like these people who have the COVID virus who go out intentionally without their mask to infect. I don't understand why they do this. Like, I am somebody
open containers and lick inside and then put them back on the shelves.
Well, have you seen that? Have you seen the videos?
Like, I am a cancer survivor. I got over cancer literally just earlier. Well, I guess it was it's been a year, so it was last year.
That's amazing.
But still, you know, it takes a long time to get over our recovery.
Yeah.
For every year that you have been under treatment, it takes 5 years of recovery. So I have another 8 years in my recovery because I was under treatment for 2.5 years. So I have a long time still. I don't have an immune system. I don't like wearing my mask everywhere. But I do. And it's not just to save me, but what if I'm the carrier?
Stop.
That's what's life too. Like, it's always give and take with everybody.
Well, and this is why COVID.
We need to give as much as we take. Like, we can't just be takers all the time in life. It just doesn't work that way. We have to give back.
I've noticed some opposing views in people where some people think that, like, it's super serious and we need to be super serious about it. And if you're not as serious as they are, then you're the problem. And other people have the opposing view where it doesn't matter at all. If I'm not sick, then how are other people getting sick?
Right. And I'm kind of in the middle. I'm kind of like viewing everybody as a carrier, but I'm also viewing myself as a carrier.
Exactly. And that's how it should be.
I don't know if I'm carrying it. I could be. I very well could be. I don't freaking know. I have not had the coronavirus myself, but that doesn't mean that I'm not susceptible to it. I am just getting over cancer. So like my immune deficiency is a very big factor in the whole thing.
Yeah.
But who's also to say I'm not a carrier? I was a strep carrier when I was younger. I never got strep, but I carried strep and I gave it to people.
Exactly.
So who's saying that I am not a carrier? So I mask up not from just my safety. I'm doing it for your safety too, because I don't know what I have. I don't.
Well, and I've noticed a lot of posts on Facebook being like, why should I wear my mask to protect other people? And I'm like, well, what if you have a grandparent and your grandparent gets COVID from you and they die? How would that make you feel personally, you know? That's what I ask those people who think that way. Because I feel like a lot of people don't take this seriously.
Well, and that's why it spread so much, because people didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it sucks. It sucks to have to go through all these regulations. But if we just all did it, it would go away sooner.
It really would. It really would. As a punk rocker, I do not want to conform. That's like against my every.
It's hard. Yeah. Yeah.
But as a person living in a like new pandemic that is real and it's happening today in my face, bros, we gotta conform. That's the only way to get the hell out of this. Like, we just gotta face it. We just gotta do it. Just conform for 6 damn weeks. If you all would have done that in the first damn place, we still wouldn't fucking be here. We wouldn't be here right now. But all y'all had to fucking be like, oh no, I'm gonna do what I want. Well, thank you, because you made it just last so much longer.
Yeah, now it's 2021 and we barely played any concerts since.
I haven't played since January. Like, and I can say this for Maxine as well. Both of us have not played a show since January 3rd because we played the same show together.
Last year, in 2020.
In 2020, January 3rd was our last very
roaring. You know, it was awesome. It was an awesome venue. We played the Columbia City Theater downtown Seattle, and we were like, okay, we're launching this crazy.
My daughter was there. My youngest daughter was at my show for the first time ever. First time she ever seen me play drums ever in her life ever.
That's an awesome feeling.
Oh,
man. It was a good, bad night. Like, I don't know. It was all over the place. Like, good things happened.
So I just remember that I asked Chris about his journey as a musician, and I wanted to make sure that we honored that. So,
No. So this is what I was going to say. I was going to say, Don was like starting to be selfish about the music. But have you cats ever done an acoustic version of your set?
Oh.
How do you execute that? And you know what? That's a great freaking question.
We're actually working on one.
So really quick before we dive into that, we might have to be wrapping up here soon. So we just need to go over
okay.
This musical journey real quick, and then we never came back to that. We kind of stopped at Maggie and talked about a bunch of those stuff. But
Please do.
You keep us on track.
Yes. We're drummers. We know how to stay on track, right?
We gotta go on those tangents.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I started playing guitar in like 6th grade or something like that. It's pretty young. Kind of mostly, I guess I taught myself how to play for the first couple of years, and I started taking guitar lessons. I did that for a while, and then I met Jamal, and I started playing playing bass in the band Earthbound with him.
That's right.
I switched over there. I didn't really take bass too seriously at first, but after a while, I started really liking it. And just like, I don't know, just something about just how it's like different than playing guitar for sure.
It's the deep tones, isn't it, that gets you in the gut.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this dude plays a 6-string fretless bass.
I started on a normal 4-string fretted bass, you know.
Oh, shit.
That's the exact reaction the crowd gets every time he comes out and starts playing.
Badass.
I mean, it was a gradual thing. I don't know, like I said, I started on a 4-string fretted bass. Then I got a 4-string fretless bass that was acoustic that had lines on it, just kind of where the frets were.
Right.
If I wanted to go down the fretless route, but it was a pretty cheap bass, so I was like, I'll buy it. And then I ended up really liking fretless, so I got this 5-string unlined fretless Warwick bass that I still have. This guy's gonna be buying here pretty soon, probably.
Yeah. Dude, even Don's like 6-string fretless.
Yeah.
You blew his brain right off his head.
Hell yeah.
He's just like. Anyway, so you have a 6-string fretless?
Yeah, it's a Warwick. It's an awesome bass. It's probably the most comfortable bass I've played.
Have you ever played Schecter?
Schecter? The 8-string guitar I'm playing on our other project is a Schecter.
No, Schecter bass.
I've never played a Schecter bass, no.
Ooh, neither have I, but like I've seen people who have, and it just looks like butter. Just the way they just move, and everything is just so smooth and just flawless. Oh, and the sound is amazing too. I don't know. I just wanted to know because I'm a bass player originally before I moved to drums. So no, I totally get like how bass makes you feel. And
I mean, guys like Les Claypool, Steve DiGiorgio from Death.
Yeah.
Lots of guys that are just huge influences. Cliff Burton was probably the first influence.
Flea. Yes, the first thing I ever learned on bass was Anesthesia Pulling Teeth, which is it's the Cliff Burton bass solo, and I learned it on tablature. And so I learned it on tablature, not ever hearing the actual song, and I had the cassette. So then, after learning it, I wanted to hear how Cliff Burton is a master. He was so fast at how he played that. I was just like, there's no way it can be that fast. Like,
hell yeah.
Are you out of here, Mike? Are you going to tell your musical journey real quick?
Yeah, tell your musical journey. Sorry it took us so long to get to, Mike.
No, you're good. So I mean, I actually started off by playing violin way back in elementary school. I did that for probably 10, 11 years. I played professionally. Was part of the all-city orchestra that we had here in town. That kind of really got me set up to play
symphony.
That's cool.
And then throughout high school, kind of dropped that, started playing. I think I picked up bass for like maybe a month or two. I just really wasn't feeling it though. Picked up guitar shortly after, and then that stuck with me. Still to this day, I actually play a lot of guitar as well. There's a shortage of drummers here in Missoula, Montana, but I really wanted to play music. You know, I really, really wanted to be a part of a project. And when I met Chris and Jamal in Earthbound, I just was like, I'll just do anything to play with these guys. Like, they were just so good. We're all like-minded. We're all around the same age. And I just want to do anything to play with these guys. So I actually picked up drums, maybe 4 or 5 years ago in our first project, and I've just been hammering away ever since. We got my wonderful friend who owns Soundridge Productions, his own studio. He's a phenomenal drummer. Kind of take lessons, trade with him, and get all the best tips and tricks I can. So that's kind of where we're at now.
Dude, so I don't know if you guys know who Jack and Dino is. Do you know who he is? So he is the music producer of like Mudhoney and Nirvana.
Okay. Oh yeah, that connects.
Jack and Dino. So he also has a studio and does a bunch of recording with my friend Michael from this band called Maclac. And Michael was my drum teacher. So essentially, so was Jack and Dino. So it was kind of nice to be taught by like some pretty professional guys, especially when I was just like a nobody in nowhere land.
Always play with people that are better than you.
Oh, yes. They're the ones that push you to be better.
It's true.
I mean, that's literally how I feel about all the projects I've been in with everybody I know. Basically, I mean, I feel like it's a real blessing to be able to play with these guys. It's a serious opportunity, and I have a blast. So
yeah, you can learn a lot from each other.
and that's kind of the goal with each record too, is kind of progressing and pushing the envelope of my skill. Anyways, I know these guys write like monsters and they play like monsters too. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the goal as we keep going up. Like just how good can we get it?
Yeah, talk a little bit about your writing process. How do you guys start writing a song?
We've got a lot of different processes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different every time.
I'm gonna peace out of here though, you guys. I'm gonna let the rest of the band take over. It's been a pleasure speaking with you guys. Have a great night. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night. A big drum solo at ya.
Yes.
Bow.
Yeah. So I guess our writing process kind of has a lot of different routes and roads. All of us write music pretty constantly.
And differently.
And way differently. So whether we jam it out in a group together as a session, or somebody writes something and sends it to the group and says like, "Hey, what do you think?" Like there's a lot of different routes that we take for writing, especially.
Usually, Jamal or Brent will demo out some guitar, and then they'll send it to Chris, and he'll add bass. And then we'll send it to Mike. He'll lay drums down, and we'll add lyrics and vocals last.
Do you write most of the lyrics, Maggie?
Actually, no. He does. We write cohesively. He's written quite a few of the songs. Our drummer Mike has written some of our songs as well.
Nice. Ooh, that's cool.
But we collectively write. It's kind of open when it comes to writing. Whoever has a song that they really want to play, we'll play it. So yeah.
Very cool. How many songs have you guys written together?
Probably like a dozen or so.
Like a dozen around there, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Is every process different?
Yes.
Absolutely. Totally different every time. Sometimes it's like a spur of the moment thing, like with our song that we released, Empty Homes. It was seriously like I accidentally played a chord. Mike, the drummer, really liked that chord, so we just started writing a new song.
Yeah, we just jammed it out then and there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a weird beat, and like my guitars will just go off on a tangent, and that's
Yep.
Yeah, it's like
I love how it just like organically just comes together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I know that's one of the things Brent and I do quite a bit is we'll just sit down and just write licks on computers. We'll sit down and record things, and that's a lot of the time how we end up coming with a lot of new material. Right now, at least, is just putting it on to some recording device and then just sending it off and just seeing what people think. Adding more
Dawn is still asking how to execute an acoustic version of your set.
Oh, didn't we already ask that?
Yeah, I guess we didn't get a chance to answer yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, because he was like, come back to the acoustic.
Okay.
We'll come back for you, Dylan.
On track.
We're in the process of working on an acoustic set right now. For the acoustic set, we're kind of trying a little bit of different things where I'm going to be playing piano for the acoustic set rather than playing guitar. We're going to have even Chris play the cello if it's available. Our drummer wants to move. Mike wants to play violin for our acoustic sets. So we're really trying to make a different version of what we do in acoustic format.
I'm freaking loving this already.
It's pretty awesome that we work in a group that everybody can play usually more than one instrument.
It's versatile. Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
I feel that just because I can play more than one instrument.
It makes life easy when everybody can kind of talk in the same language, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. You guys have some music videos out. Who produced them?
Emily Lynn Photography.
Oh.
So she's based in Missoula.
Okay.
Yeah.
She does a great job. They're killer.
Yeah.
She does amazing photography. She does videos for Sarah's Music here. She's done a couple for Walking Syndrome as well. But she's a very talented photographer, and she did all of the production for our video Empty Homes. As far as Predatory, that was actually shot on a phone.
In our garage.
We're just like, let's just compile a bunch of random videos together and make it work.
It's so funny how like more and more musicians / bands have put out a lot more of their own music videos done on their cell phones.
Yeah,
I'm really impressed by that whole thing. Like,
I mean, when cell phone quality video is some of the best quality video out there right now, that's not an expensive camera that you have to rent out. Why not? I mean, as long as you have the video editing software where you can make your own videos, DIY is the way to go. You don't have to pay too much money to make what you want.
our friend Atrocity Girl just did their new music video called "Fuck Yourself." I totally recommend it. Totally check it out. It is an amazing video. It has a great message to everyone. Everyone. Definitely check it out. It was done on a cell phone. Everything.
Interesting.
iPhone 11 Pro, I believe.
Yes, and when you watch it, like, you wouldn't even believe that was done on a freaking iPhone.
It's amazing quality video. Like, I don't understand it. It's so good.
I know that Selena Gomez just did all of her music videos for her new album on her iPhone.
What? Really?
Yeah, that was a big advertisement they did for Apple for their new iPhone 12, I believe. Is like, yeah, Selena Gomez recorded her videos with these.
Yep.
So it's super weird.
Yeah, it's amazing what we can do now.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna do damn Apple though. It's a good thing I'm up for an upgrade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I love Apple.
Upgrade.
Laptop if you
Dude,
have
it's been like 2-3 years. It's time for an upgrade. Like,
It is, yeah. Definitely. I try to milk mine as long as I can, but I'm so glad I upgraded last year. Or wait, 2019. Oh man, 2 years ago.
it doesn't even seem that long ago, just because 2020 was such a shit show.
Well, 2021 hasn't been much better, at least for us. I mean, our puppy got sick.
Oh my God! I canceled my subscription on the 7th before midnight.
Fuck yeah, I hear you.
I don't want 2021 anymore. I canceled it. I had the free subscription for 7 days. I canceled it. I want my money back.
You better get better.
Plus for 2020. Let's just call it
fucking horrible. Oh, and well, let's throw in a new presidential electee in there, and let's just call it.
Let's see how this goes. Yeah.
Sprinkle that in for fun, yes.
Smart thinking. Especially, since our last president is throwing such a hissy fit about leaving office. Holy like, oh my God, get over yourself, bro. Like, you're just not, you've been fired, okay? Apprentice, you're fired.
See, this is why I do appreciate Montana, is a lot of people are to themselves with a lot of political stuff. Like,
that's nice, I like that.
Everybody,
my political stuff came out tonight. It wasn't really my idea.
About the president or who's coming to be president. And it helps us avoid writing political things quite a bit, I won't lie.
That's yeah. Really
try to stay out of politics as a band.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. I have a couple political songs, but it's very hidden in the song. So I get it. I don't want it out in everyone's face. And I want to I want to be in that moderate area with everyone.
Well, as being an original like 80s punk band, politics is like our kind of go-to thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's punk band. It's all about politics and stuff. I don't always agree with it, but the band is just so much fun, and I love them so much that I couldn't imagine like not being with them.
Yeah.
Even though I don't always support everything that they want. But with that said, like as a band, we can get over our political beliefs. Yes, and we can still work together as a band. So to me, that like shows a lot of, encouragement in life.
It does.
Like, we don't always have to agree eye to eye on political things, and we can still work together very fine.
Yeah, and that's something that I notice in the music community itself is music brings us together, and whatever we believe politically, religiously, etc., we all can speak in the language of music, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. it's one of those things when you're in a band with people too. You learn their nuclear buttons pretty quick. Of what you shouldn't say to people and like what they really enjoy as people and what they do outside the band. It's important to know the people you work with.
Well,
I feel like as
bandmate, and you have that extra level too. You
Oh
really,
yeah.
you really know each other's buttons. You really know how to connect though too. When
I feel like
beautiful.
the political and other views of my bandmates I use to my pleasure because it's hilarious. I can manipulate it, and being, you know, an awesome drummer that I am, I hate to toot my own horn, but with this band, I really am the awesome drummer. I feel like I can really push that envelope a little bit further.
We all can to some extent, just some of us choose to or to not.
And see, that's one of the things that I think we really like to be together as a group because we don't really have those like red lines too close to each other.
I'm neutral. I am so neutral across the board. It's not even funny how neutral across the board I am. But there are certain things like Donald Trump, I've just hated since I was 10 years old. I'm 47. So this is almost like a 40-year hatred that has just been.
It's just not going to end.
That's just not going to change. Like, I'm sorry he was the president and, like, all this other stuff happened. But my hatred goes so much deeper than has been publicized in his political career. He could have been the greatest politician on the fucking planet. I still would have hated him.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I don't want to interrupt, but we have about 20 minutes left, and I have some more questions I wanted to ask Demon Doll.
Yeah. Please go. Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We're hanging out. We're getting to know each other.
I want to honor your time, too, because, like, we can go down the rabbit hole on Trump or politics, but everyone is. And
I really wasn't trying to go down that rabbit hole. I really wasn't.
But we try to be that light in the darkness of social media, so... I just wanted to ask you guys what advice you would give to other musicians in the scene or to even kids that are starting out playing their new instrument.
Who wants to start?
I mean,
I guess.
Honestly, as a new musician, even just starting in the scene, just do as much as you can. Play as often as you can, everywhere you can, and figure out how to really set up your show so it's not just going and watching a band play, because how many bands have you just seen that look like a band that's just playing, you know, because they jam in their basement all the time and they go play a concert. It's really important for bands to provide a show because you're entertainment. You
want to be memorable.
You want to cause some memories and cause some commotion for the night. It's always a good time when you're playing a good show and you see that the bartenders are not even serving drinks because they're watching.
It's a good thing. Yeah. Remember your name after the show.
And part of that is just purveying that kind of show. Make it so it's something that people want to go see.
Yeah.
Even if you don't really know what you're thinking about doing yet as a musician, just start working on that show element. Start working on how to play in front of people and how to handle being in big groups or working with a group of people. Because I know people who just play by themselves who it's really difficult to do solo acts, but you can still get a great show from doing that as well. This is all about that work that goes into it.
That's some great advice. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We do have a question, though.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, using Flat Lake as a center of the map, what local recording studios are available in the area, Whitefish down to Missoula, or is it mostly do-it-yourself?
It is mostly do-it-yourself or go out of state. A lot of the bands that we know that do a lot of music are either doing it themselves or they're recording a lot of it and then going out of state to finish product. Just because around here it is difficult to find anybody who produces good rock and metal albums.
In a reasonable price range.
When we were in Earthbound, we were offered, or we were going to work out a deal with a producer until he told us for production costs, travel costs, and making of our physical copies, it was going to be like $10,000. This is when we were in high school. So there was no damn possible way we could do that. It turned to DIY for us very quickly here.
It has to, because we don't have that kind of money.
Nobody
Dude,
can
it's
afford
so much cheaper to do it yourself. Like, it costs $500 for the mixer. that mixer comes with software that is available to that mixer so that you can do whatever software needs you need to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we all have recording.
Yeah. You said, fuck that, do it yourself. Yeah, bro, that's where it's at. That is where it's at, not only for Montana, but that's where it's at in
everywhere.
Oregon, Canada.
Make your own music nowadays. It's really easy now that you can just set up an interface, plug your guitar in, and literally just record from a plug-in onto a DAW. It is so quick. It's so fast. And even for drummers, I even though a lot of people like to record their own personal parts, I'm all about drummers being able to program their own parts with like Superior Drummer and things like that. Because who has it?
But this is like microphone, and it's not just going to be like a drop mic. It's got to be like directional mics too.
Oh, absolutely. But in Montana, how do we find a place that there's not that many options?
Oh no, it's going to be do it yourself, bro. It's all going to be.
Like at this point, you pretty much have to build your own recording studio everywhere you go just to have it there.
Yep. A lot of people are doing that now too.
Or at least 3 microphones.
Yep.
Yeah. Got to bring microphones and make sure your drummer's ready because
one in the kick and 2 drops.
I definitely have. There's some venues around here that use like the 2 mic system, where they'll literally just mic the snare and the kick drum.
Yep.
Oh, it is some of the worst times ever trying to get through sets with that kind of setup.
Oh yeah.
No monitors, nothing.
Try being a drummer, sit behind that 2 mic thing, and then having.
Oh yeah.
And not hearing through the monitor.
Yeah.
You have
So when I
nothing
played
through your monitor. You're just like, I'm playing blind. I mean, I guess everybody can hear my snare and my kick, but I can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
I guess we're going like this today.
I guess that's the sound of tonight. Yeah.
Okay. We'll work with that now.
This is when I know. Surprise.
But I'm all about working with drummers too, about getting them in-ears. I think honestly, like vocalists and drummers are the most important people when it comes to actually being able to listen to what's going on. And so, like for even with Maggie and myself, because I do vocals for another project, we're working on getting a whole in-ear setup so that I can do vocals with this in-ear setup, and so she can do vocals, so we can do back-to-back sets where it's literally just hand the microphone off and we're set to go. But it's a process. I definitely think though that vocal in-ears for drummers and vocalists are definitely important.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so my good friend Leland, I love Leland. Leland, I freaking love you, my friend. Sorry, it keeps going in and out. He said, speaking of new kids and instruments, a good way to help keep music going is to go to your local school districts and adopt kids to donate either rental costs of their instruments or buy used instruments online and donate them to a child.
Yep.
I have been able to provide over 100 kids instruments since the outbreak and worked out practices with their music teachers to continue practicing at home.
That's awesome.
Fucking amazing, my friend. I have loved you for so long, but Leland, I fucking love you, buddy. I fucking love you.
I appreciate that you brought that up to donate to your school districts. I'm a teacher, and we are one of the few school districts on the west side of Washington that has kept our music program. There's a lot of our fine arts programs, music programs, etc., getting cut because of COVID. And some school districts have advocated for the arts because it's therapeutic. So I'm lucky in that fact because I'm an art teacher. I'm the director of our art department, and I have the music teachers serve on my board, and I want to keep everybody there. I want to keep everybody employed. So thank you. If we keep music alive in the schools, then we'll have teachers employed too.
Keep the interest.
Music.
I mean, I know for a fact, even with myself, I started playing alto saxophone because of band class.
Nice.
My teacher was a guitar player, and so we always brought it into class, and that's what really made me want to pick up guitar, is just seeing how many instruments he could play and knowing that He would tell everybody at the beginning of the day that everything is possible for a musician as long as you try. It is a grind to get to where you want to be, but it's the joy of that grind that makes us musicians.
Well, and when you're a young kid who doesn't have a lot of money or your parents don't, the easiest way to learn an instrument is at school because it's provided.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
Oh my God. Buster is so tired. It's so cute.
I know he's tired, and then after I sign off from the show, he's going to be like, let's play.
Yeah,
party time.
Oh my God, I know, but Bunny's had a rough couple days, so
He's had a rough couple days, and I'm hoping that he sleeps a little bit more through the night, because he is still recovering. So
I know, but you're such a mom. You're like, oh, I'm gonna rock him back and forth, and I don't think you know that you're doing it. Like,
he's my first puppy. I've never had a puppy. I've only adopted older pit bulls or.
No, your mom instincts are kicking over big time.
It's hard not to let those instincts kick in.
You don't even know you're rocking back and forth, but you're just like, I love this motherfucker right here.
I do.
He's so fucking awesome. I'm like, this little bitch right here, he's fucking rad.
I've never had kids of my own, so having a puppy is kind of fulfilling that for me too.
Oh my God, I just love seeing you in your little mom mode.
No, thank you, Ben. Now you don't see that often. It's more like sister or auntie mode.
Yes, it's more like sister, I'm gonna kick your face in kind of. And I love you for that.
I love you too.
It's nice to see your little mom mode, you know. It's really nice.
On the softer side, there's a softer side to this metal woman.
Oh, and my friend Leland, he said, it's really sad to see music cut from school system.
It has been, and we're advocating for it. I'm part of groups on Facebook that are trying to advocate for the arts. So, guys, if you can,
the whole thing is like music reaches a part of your brain that nothing else can fucking reach.
Yeah, it opens up.
To click that part of your brain on, and it doesn't matter. It could be country music, it could be metal, it could be, I don't even know. Like, I'm old school, so like there's
actually a reason.
There's genres out there.
You tell me.
Chemical reason. Your brain releases oxytocin and serotonin when it listens to
music.
And
endorphins and oxytocin and norepinephrine.
Permanent memory.
Yeah.
So you'll remember random song lyrics or licks. That's because it's subconsciously always in your memory.
It's been proven that music has brought Alzheimer's patients back to their memories during those times. They hear
the song lyrics over their favorite.
They have they have all those music, or they have all those memories of the 1940s, the 1980s. They have all those music, all those memories, because it's just imprinted in our brain differently.
I mean, being a part of the 21st century, we have the luxury of being able to look up whatever song we want to hear at the moment. Like, talking to my grandfather, who grew up in the time periods where they might play a song once on the radio, that month.
Yeah, but they also had like big bands back in the day.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, bands have changed immensely, considerably. Like, I mean, rather than
3-piece bands now, when there used to be like a 50-piece band.
You gotta have your 16 trumpet line persons.
Look at
4 bass players.
Just to like some guy do some like Karachian music. I don't know. Word. I don't even know. But you guys know what I'm saying. Like, we had big bands for one conductor back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a conductor.
It's so limited too who got out there. Now anyone can get out there with different platforms that we offer now, and that's why the music industry is so oversaturated. It's a beautiful thing, but also a challenging thing for musicians too.
Absolutely, it's become one of those things too where it becomes a challenge to really make your music known to a lot of people. Because they see so much of it and they're so fixated on trying to even scroll past just the ad.
Yeah,
right, but at the same time, I think it's so beautiful to see so much music out there.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I feel like it's going to be one of those big things where musicians really need to create their own like sort of platform where it's like a social media experience, but it's aimed to connect musicians and actually purvey helping like book shows and things like that. Because Facebook, as much as it's good for connection, isn't the best, especially with their new restrictions on.
Oh God, the restrictions
like
and
that.
guidelines. Yes.
Yeah.
We had a friend of ours who was in a band who got like their stream concert shared a ton of times and a ton of views, but it was all hate because of the COVID stuff that's going on.
Oh.
So like even they're starting to take down their streams of what they have streamed up and switching it around.
Oh.
We kind of got a little bit of backlash because people thought that we were meeting in person
Yes.
when we were doing our Corona concert series. And it was like, no, every band is streaming from a different private location.
Yep.
That we have no idea where they're at. We are not part of that location. We are all in separate areas all over the world. It wasn't
let's face
it. It was all over the world.
Yeah, your band is your family, so that's initially your pod during COVID.
Yeah,
so
that's your pod.
Playing together if you can do it virtually. So
like even when COVID first started, we were all hesitant to start jamming with each other, but then we kept bringing the points that we're with each other even during when it first started. We were with each other almost 24/7 when we were playing shows and
nobody got sick, right? Nobody got sick?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
we've been all pretty safe and good so far.
Well, Mike has to work full time, so he can't really get sick.
Yeah, and my friend Levi, he says that music is actually therapeutic to Down syndrome and autistic children.
It really is, yes.
Other different disorders, and he is absolutely right. Like the way that they see music and fundamentally store it in their brains is completely different than how we would do it.
Leland, you're a beautiful soul. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, and he said that like a lot of people would be surprised at how many autistic children would be musically intent. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Extremely
that does not surprise me at all. There are so many musical savants out there with autism.
Yeah.
That is just mind-boggling. Like
well,
I wish my brain worked like theirs.
So well.
I could break stuff down. And sometimes I feel like maybe I am a little autistic because of the way that when I hear music,
the way you picture it.
What did Lillian call it? There is a pneumatic way of hearing it, which is like neurotypical people, they hear it with their sound. But as musicians, we break it down note for note.
Yeah, we're able to listen to the individual parts.
We break it down, which is neurotypical people do not break, nor non-musicians, they don't break it down. They just
it's like one of those
music as a whole, whereas we try to break down our parts, our pieces, like how are the drums, like boom, tap, snare, kick, and, A, B, C. I mean, as musicians, we try to break it down in a different way than people who are not musically inclined. They listen with their heart and soul. We do too, but in a different way than they do.
It becomes more mathematical.
Pneumatic. It's called pneumatic and sympathetic. That's what it is. Sympathetic people can hear just music as a whole. Us musicians, we are pneumatic. We have to break it down. But we also are sympathetic listeners because we can hear it as a whole. So we hear it as a whole as we break it down. Whereas people who are just sympathetic, they don't know how to break it down like musicians. They don't know how to do that.
Well, it's like one of those things
you can't break it down. We're superheroes, I feel like. Musicians, we can break down stuff to like put it into single notes or single beats, whereas people who aren't musicians, they can't do that. They just hear it as a whole. They just know how it makes it feel. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, even with like musicians, like a lot of live concerts, when you mess up live, a lot of people won't notice that you messed up. It's really just about how you handle it.
Exactly.
If you play it, you freak out. Obviously, you messed up. But if you just get
You'll
in,
never know.
Yeah, you'll never know because it's all about the big picture to them rather than just the individual details.
Every once in a while, like I will give away, like I hit a wrong time. I'll be like, ah. But like I go back into my smile happiness because it's just the joy of playing.
Yeah.
See, we're lucky that we have masks on when we play live.
Yeah.
We all wear masks and
Yeah,
things.
you already do that.
Yeah, so no one really knows what we're making facial expressions most of the time. We're just kind of freaking out under there.
True that. I think with drums it's a little different though because we're just like.
Well, guys, we are almost out of time, and I just wanted to have you highlight where our fans can find you. So where are you online? Where can our viewers find Demon Doll?
All right, you can find us on Facebook. We'll have a Demon Doll main Facebook page there. You can find us on Instagram as well under Demon Doll Band. YouTube under Demon Doll Band Missoula. I generally add that Missoula tag in there because that will pull us up faster. We are on Spotify as well. We have a lot of other social media outlets just so we can get out there. And if people don't have one thing, we're probably on another.
We're on DistroKit. I hope I'm saying that right. But
wow.
They put it out on
I can't say it either. Like it's crazy.
It goes on iTunes.
Yeah, so our music is posted everywhere. You can find it pretty much anywhere you look up Demon Doll.
I'm trying to get it right now.
Did you guys have a website? Sorry, I was attending to Puppy. He's getting active.
We don't have a website yet. We're kind of just relying on what we have right now. Eventually, it's going to be our goal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's really easy to do so now too, especially with Bandcamp and things like that. You don't have to have a website to sell your merchandise.
Yeah, you don't. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Well, my friend Leland in Olympia, he says, "Thank you, Demon Doll."
Thank you, Leland.
Oh, thank you.
Leland, thank you, my freaking. Oh my God, this guy has been my friend for a long, long time, and I just love this guy. Thank
I
you,
feel so honored to have Demon Doll on. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Seriously, thank you.
And I can't wait
to be sharing your music with a bunch of people. So get ready for some hits on your YouTube channel or whatever.
Hell yes.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate the both of you having us on.
Well, if you post it on your EP, we'll promote it. So make sure that you message it to us or post it to our Facebook, and we will get it out there for you guys.
Shows happen soon, you know.
And watch out for Don Olsen because he's going to be stalking you on Facebook.
Yeah.
We like stalkers.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Maxine, you want to take us out?
Absolutely. Happy Wednesday, everyone. See you next week.
Happy Wednesday.
Say bye, Buster. Bye.
Bye.